Hello dear students, today we are going to talk about human biology. Open your books at page 114, exercise 1. Human anatomy. Let's listen and repeat.
Pharynx, larynx, heart, arteries, muscles, liver, gallbladder, kidneys, skeleton, lungs, spleen, stomach, veins, pancreas.
Now let's get acquainted with new words, listen to them and write down in your vocabularies.
Ability,
Aging process. Artificially.
breed,
cell, combat,
compare, development, efficient,
Enzyme.
fantasy, fertility, prevent,
process,
protein,
repair, restore, reverse, serving, technique,
Toxin. Wrinkle.
youthful,
Exercise 2. You are to read the title, then skim the text. What is the text about? What does the author want us to know about the topic?
The text is about the aging process. The author's purpose is to inform us about research on slowing the aging process.
And now in exercise 3, you are to find the main idea in each paragraph. Let's listen and compare with our answers. The topic of the first paragraph.
A recent experiment on mice.
Paragraph 2.
How the experiment may apply to human aging.
Paragraph 3.
Theories on aging.
Paragraph 4.
Morality of stopping aging.
The last paragraph.
What we can do today to stay young.
Now let's watch the video and read the text.
Can we put an end to aging? The results of a recent experiment to slow the effects of the aging process in mice amazed scientists in Boston, USA. The scientists increased the amount of an enzyme called telomerase in the cells of the mice. The mice's fertility improved, their fur began to look healthier, and their brains worked better. The scientists were hoping simply to slow the aging process in mice, but, much to their surprise, they actually reversed it. Could we use the same process to stop humans from aging? Scientists believe increasing the levels of telomerase in human cells would put people at greater risk of cancer. What's more, it's unlikely that simply increasing telomerase would be enough to keep us young, because hundreds of enzymes are involved in the aging process. One way to try to stop the aging process is to keep cells as clean as possible. Scientists in New York successfully used this technique to restore the livers of old mice. The researchers bred special mice that did not lose their ability to remove damaged proteins from their livers. When these special mice were 2 years old, their livers were as healthy as the livers of ordinary 1-month-old mice. Of course, if scientists ever do succeed in developing drugs that combat the aging process, we will need to ask ourselves whether it is right to use them. For instance, should we keep people young and healthy artificially when already there are far too many people on the planet? Tomatoes contain a substance called lycopene, which helps prevent one of the main causes of skin aging, sun damage. Eating tomatoes also increases the levels of pro-collagen in your skin. Pro-collagen helps keep skin firm, so the more you have in your skin, the less likely you are to get wrinkles. So while living forever is still just a fantasy, nature has at least provided a way for us to keep looking as young as possible for as long as possible.
In exercise 4, you are to answer the questions. For example, what physical change did the Boston scientists see in the mice in the experiment? According to the text, with increased telomerase in their cells, the mice's fertility improved. Their fur began to look healthier, even their brains worked better. You are to answer the all questions yourselves. In exercise 5, you are to write 4 things that you have learned from the text in 3 minutes. Let's listen to the model.
I learnt that an enzyme, called telomerase, can repair DNA. I learnt that as we age, we cannot remove toxins from our cells, the same as when we were young. I learnt that tomatoes can stop people from getting a sunburn. I learned that eating tomatoes also helps to keep the skin firm.
In exercise 6, you are to fill in reversed, serving, combat, efficient enzymes. For example, scientists are trying to find ways to combat the aging process and keep people looking young. You are to finish this exercise yourselves. And now let's revise our grammar. How do we form the third conditional? Let's remember. Conditional clauses consist of 2 parts, the if clause, hypothesis, and the main clause, result. When the if clause comes before the main clause, the 2 clauses are separated with a comma.
If scientists learn more about our DNA, we may be able to create clones. We may be able to create clones if scientists learn more about our DNA.
Type 3 conditional. Form if with past perfect simple or continuous and would, could, might have past participle in the main clause. Type 3 conditional also can be used to express an imaginary situation in the past.
If meteors hadn't hit the Earth in the past, many species would have survived.
And it also can be used to express regrets or criticism.
If I had studied harder, I would have passed my final exams.
So we can summarize. We form type 3 conditionals with if, when plus past perfect and would have plus past participle in the main clause. Let's listen to the example.
If he had studied, he would have passed the exam.
In exercise 8, we shall remember wish or if only. Let's look at the rules. We use wish if only to express a wish. If only is used in exactly the same way as wish, but it is more emphatic or more dramatic. Verb tense is I wish or if only with past simple, past continuous. We can use were instead of was after wish if only in all persons. We use them to say that we would like something to be different in the present.
If only chocolate wasn't so fattening, so I could eat as much as I wanted. I wish chocolate wasn't so fattening, so I could eat as much as I wanted.
I wish if only with past perfect is used to express regret about something which happened or didn't happen in the past.
If only I hadn't eaten so much ice cream. My stomach hurts so much.
I wish if only with subject, with would and bare infinitive is used to express a polite request.
If only you would tell us the truth about the matter. I wish you would tell us the truth about the matter.
And we also use such structure to express a desire for a future situation or person's behavior to change.
If only my brother wouldn't play video games for so many hours every day. I wish my brother wouldn't play video games for so many hours every day.
Now let's define which sentence refers to the present.
I wish I were taller. If only I were taller.
To the past.
I wish I hadn't put on weight. If only I hadn't put on weight.
You are to make wishes using the prompts below, as in the example. Let's listen to them.
I wish I could drive a car. If only I could drive a car. I wish I had taken driving lessons when I was younger. If only I had taken driving lessons when I was younger. I wish my mum would work fewer hours. If only my mum had an easier job.
In exercise 9, you are to answer how do you think your life today would be different if scientists had found a way to stop people from aging. You are to write a few sentences. Let's listen to the example.
I think life would be very different if scientists had found a way to stop people from aging. People would be able to experience everything life has to offer because they would have an unlimited amount of time. They would never feel too old to try something new. However, overpopulation would definitely put a strain on the planet's resources and its ability to sustain life.